Okay, the first thing that we always want to do is we want to squeeze in a 1 as a coefficient in front of any variable that does not have a coefficient. And looking at both of these problems, we actually don't have that issue. So we don't have to worry about that. The second step would be to leave change opposite. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to leave change opposite, leave change opposite. We're done with that one. Leave change opposite, leave change opposite, leave change opposite, leave change opposite. All right, now it's just a matter of combining the like terms. So if I start here and I have negative 2b squared, I'm going to be looking for other terms that have a b squared, right? It has to have the exact same variable with the exact same exponent. So this one is not a like term because it does not have an exponent of 2. This one doesn't have a b at all, so both of those are not like terms. But when we get to this one, we see, yeah, they are like terms because they both have a b and they both have a little 2 next to it. So we're going to combine these. How many will I have? Well, I know my variable and my exponent stay the same. We've talked about that at length. The only time you ever change an exponent is when you're adding or subtracting. So we're going to figure out how many b squares we have. We had negative 2 and we're adding a positive 6. Well, negative 2 and a positive 6, the signs are different, which means I'm going to subtract them and get 4, and it's going to keep the sign of the bigger number. And since 6 is bigger, it's going to be a positive 4b squared. All right, I've changed colors. Now let's look at the negative 4b, and that's not going to go with the negative 10 because that's a constant, and it's not going to go with the 5 either. So actually, that's all we have. We just have plus negative 4b. And then finally, we have a negative 10 added to a 5. The signs are different, so we do not add them. We subtract them and get 5. And it's going to be a negative 5 because the 10 is bigger. So our final answer winds up being 4b squared plus negative 4b plus negative 5. All right, moving down here, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and start with my variables. You don't have to, but that's just good algebraic practice. So I've got a negative 3v, and I've got a negative 7v, and I've got a negative 2v. So I'm going to get a certain amount of v's. It's not going to be v to the third power because we're not multiplying them. All right, so how many v's am I going to have? Well, I have negative 3 plus a negative 7 plus a negative 2. The signs are all the same, so I add them. I get 12, and you keep the sign. So that's going to be negative 12v. Then we look at our constants. We have 2 and 6 and negative 5. Well, 2 plus 6 is 8. And 8 plus negative 5, of course, is a positive 3. So that would be your final answer. You would put a positive 3 at the end of that, and you're done.